Hello viewers, I am Kausalya. Today we are going to solve example 11 in chapter 4 quadratic equations. Here the problem is find two consecutive odd positive integers sum of whose squares is 290. So here we have to select two consecutive odd integers, okay, or positive integers. So here each and every word holds a meaning. So what do we want? We want a odd positive integers, right? We want a odd numbers, that too with a positive sign. And two consecutive. What do you mean by consecutive here? That is the number that comes next to it. For example, since here we are asked to select odd positive integers, here I am going with some 5 and 7, okay, just for an example. So now 5 comma 7, these are the two consecutive odd positive integers. Just this is an example, because these two are odd numbers and these two numbers are the consecutive odd numbers, okay. That is the next odd number to 5 is 7. So just for example, I had wrote this, right? Now sum of whose squares is 290. So we have to select two consecutive odd integers and sum of those squares, okay? Sum of those squares, you have to square those numbers, then you have to add. For example, if these two are the numbers, then you have to square these numbers and you have to add. And here the sum value is given as 290. Am I making the problem clear? So now we have to find those two consecutive odd numbers. So first, as we don't know the number, we are selecting the first number as x. Then what will be the next number? It is x plus 2. Yes or no? Because for example, if the x is 5, then how come 7? 5 plus 2 gives you the 7. So the first number is x and the consecutive odd number is x plus 2. Now you have to square those two terms and you have to add, just as I said here. So one number is x, so x square, and other number is x plus 2, therefore x plus 2 the whole square. So sum of the squares is given as 290. Now we have to solve and we have to find the values. So x plus 2 whole square can be expanded as a plus b the whole square. So this is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab. So 2 into x into 2, which is equal to 290. So when you solve here, x square plus x square makes 2x square plus 4 plus 2 into 2, 4x equal to 290. So again, when you move this plus 290 to the left hand side, it becomes minus 290. So minus 290 plus 4 gives you minus 286. So here the expression is 2x square plus 4x minus 286 is equal to 0. Now, when you look at this quadratic equation, we can divide this equation by 2 so that our calculation will become a bit easier. So, when you divide, here what happens? Here we have a x square plus 2x minus 143 is equal to 0. So, now we have to solve this quadratic equation and we have to find those two numbers. So, while solving as usual, you see 143 when divided by 11, it gives an answer 13. So 143 can be written as 11 into 13. And again, when you look at this equation, you have to select two numbers whose product is minus 143. And when they are added, the answer is plus 2. So here in these two numbers, you see, we are selecting plus 13 and minus 11. So 13 into minus 11 gives you minus 143 and plus 13 minus 11 gives you plus 2 as answer. So here just I am splitting this equation and writing it as x square minus 11x plus 13x minus 143 equal to 0. Again when you solve, you see 13x minus 11x gives you plus 2x. Now here we are going to take the common terms outside. When you look at first two terms, x is common. So when you take x outside, the remaining terms are x minus 11. And in these two terms, when you take 13 outside, again the remaining terms are x minus 11. So again in this expression, when you take this x minus 11 as common, Then what are all the remaining terms? The remaining terms are x plus 13, which is equal to 0. So therefore here when you equate these individual terms to 0, then here we will be getting the value of x equal to 11 and the value of x equal to minus 13. So here in the problem it is clearly mentioned that x is an odd positive integer. So here we are rejecting this minus 13 and we are selecting this plus 11. So since x is a positive integer, here the value of x is taken as 11. When x is 11, what about x plus 2? It is 11 plus 2, which is nothing but 13. Right. So finally, this is our answer. And again, we can solve this same quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. So how to use this formula? Again, you see, this is our equation. The value of a is 1, b is 2 and c is minus 1, 4, 3. So how to find x? This is given by minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So we know the values of a, b and c. So when you just substitute and solve, here we have minus 2 plus or minus square root of 576 by 2. So when you take the square root of 576, it is nothing but 24. So the next step is we are going to split this roots. So here minus 2 plus 24 by 2 is one root and minus 2 minus 24 by 2 is the other root. So when you simplify, here we have 22 by 2 comma minus 26 by 2. So when you simplify, here we get the answer as 11 and minus 13. Again here we have to select only positive integer because it is given in the problem. So minus 13 is rejected and we are proceeding with 11. Right. So you can find the roots by any way, and finally you can do a check also. So here you see that is sum of the squares is equal to 290. So here we have selected the numbers as 11 and 13, and again you see these two are non-odd numbers, right? Then these two are the consecutive numbers. Okay, 11, the next to 11 the positive number is 13. So 11 and 13 are the positive numbers. So here 11 square plus 13 square is equal to 121 plus 169, which is equal to 290. So that's all. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.